What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Danny the Bull, back with a live stream. It's Friday night. Alts have been dumping all week. Bitcoin's been down. The whole crypto world has been volatile in a post-ETF hangover. All right, but we're here Friday night. Let's get into it. Let's see who we got up in here. Foggy City was first. Welcome, Foggy. Omi Child in the house. What's good? Yes, here we go. B Dubs in the house. What's good? Alan, what's going on? Good afternoon. Michael James, Daddy, fast forward us 6 months. I would love to fast forward us 6 months just to, have that crystal ball and be able to then look back and make the right moves. But 6 months in crypto feels like years. So we'll get there soon enough. It'll be July, summer of 24, post Bitcoin halving, just 6 months away. If you think about it, we're just a little over 3 months away from October, right? That feels like October. Time moves fast, right? October was just here. October started this move push up. And that was 3 months ago. Time has a habit of moving fast. So, Michael, before you know it, it's going to be July. What's good, Pixel? Yes. Let's bring it. Let's bring the hype. Danny Norton in the house. What's going on? Pro Legendary in the house. What's good? Always a lot to talk about in the world of crypto. Things happen. We got a bit of a cool off after the ETF, which we all expected, right? Everyone was talking about a cool off period, a sizable drop. Crypto, Bitcoin is prone to these shakeouts. And so if you can anticipate it, you can prepare for it, and you should be mentally prepared for it. And it shouldn't really faze you because this is the space that we occupy. And that volatility is really a gift, okay? It's a gift to the upside, right? Because without this crazy volatility, we wouldn't have those violent moves to the upside. So if we love the volatility to the upside, we have to accept the volatility to the downside and capitalize on it, because these are the opportunities right in front of right in front of us. Crypto Sis, what's good? Dubai, nice. I didn't know you were in Dubai. Very dope. Marcus is saving the cash from not turning the heating on. Oh, that's me, yeah. I'm in my basement. I have lowered the temperature in the house. I have lowered the temperature because I got my Con Ed bill, and it was quite expensive. So told the kids, put on sweaters. So always a lot to talk about. Again, this post ETF hangover, and my portfolio was down substantially this week, but it was okay because I expected it. All right. And, the more this thing goes on and the bigger your portfolio gets, the wider the swings are. And so you have to really brace yourself and be okay with that volatility. But here we go, down, up a little now. We bottomed out. Local bottom here was at 40,000. We held 40K pretty strong and bounced up back in almost to 42,000. Down almost 20% from that 49,000 local top on the day of the ETF. So it was a nice move down, almost 20% for Bitcoin and more for some of our favorite alts. But that's, the monthly chart. And if you zoom out again over the yearly, you see what the overall trend is. And the overall trend is up and to the right. So my expectation is that we will be range bound. I don't anticipate breaking through 49 anytime soon. I think the more likely scenario is that we are range bound for a couple of months, maybe dipping down into the $30,000 range, but I don't see precipitous drops. but we will see. Either way, I'm prepared. If you notice back in March when we really broke above, if you go back, let's see, we broke above 20,000. We stayed in that range for like 6 months. From March through October, we stayed in that $20,000 range. So I wouldn't, my expectation is some rangy action for the next couple months, maybe even past the halving. And then, the fun resumes. But this is an opportunity to get things on discount, right? In a bull market, if the trend is up and to the right long term, these pullbacks dips are for buying. And I said last week, the bears come out of hibernation when we get these 20% drops, not taking into account that Bitcoin is up substantially over the last year. And they'll pump fear into the market. And I've been hearing a lot about, people have been talking about recession and things like that. But if you pay attention to the macro and the overall markets, just before this stream, where is it? Just before this stream, the S&P hit a new all-time high. Here we go. S&P 500 notches a new record. First time in 2 years, I think. Let's see where it is. Yep. So December of 21 broke that high. So S&P 500 just hit a new all-time high. The top NASDAQ, where is this one? NASDAQ 100 closes at all-time high. The Dow hit an all-time high at the end of last year. And so 2022, everyone was screaming recession. 2023, everyone was screaming recession. And yet the market just continued to go up. 2024, they are still going to be screaming recession. And you never know, anything could happen, right? I think that we're not out of the woods yet in terms of the macro, but reading the room and just paying attention to the charts and the data, the markets are chugging along. And if you take a look at, there was just the World Economic Forum just took place last week, and experts and business leaders met at the conference, and the majority of them think that there's less of a chance of recession in 2024. And that to me is the major risk to Bitcoin and altcoin season. The major risk is the economy, the macro, and it seems like we might get that soft landing from the Fed. So good stuff. Are you still holding and bullish on OMI? Is it about to make a new low? Yeah, I'm still, look, I mean, I made a video on OMI at the end of last year, in late December. I'm going to make another OMI video, I think, this weekend. I'm still holding OMI. Might it make a new low? Yeah, if Bitcoin were to dump into the 30s, I can see OMI making a new low. It's hovering in the 0005s. Let's see. 00059. So 00055, I think, 56 was the low. We're not that far off. So if the market was to dip a bit, or if, there was more FUD or fear, whatever for OMI, could it dip below? I wouldn't be shocked, but this is a strong level of support. You see how many times it's bounced off of it, right? It spent a good from May through August, good couple of months, 3 months to 4 months in this range. And we've been back at it since really November. Came back in November. So it's very strong level of support. We'll see. I saw a Filipino YouTuber talking about playable games. Great sign. Yeah, bull goes to 50 cents. I make money, and so do the gamers. Yeah, playable games is one of those that's on discount. I want to talk about playable. I want to talk about a lot of our other alts that many of us are following. Hello is on discount. Tet is on discount. Naka is on discount. A lot of these things that I've been eyeing and I was scooping up and DCAing in are at very, I think good prices relative to where they were 2 weeks ago. And that's the whole thing, right? It's all about relativity. Relative to where they were, I think they're at good DCA prices. Relative to where they are going, also good stuff. So let's pick up the bull chart. Bull's playable is beaten down quite a bit. It had a huge run up, right? Where it went from all the way down here, that 0005, all the way up to like a penny, or 005, right? Or no, 000. It did like a 50x. So it's natural that it's going to sell off. People are going to take profits. People who had substantial holdings down here, right, with that huge move up in a short period of time, when the market looks overheated, when Bitcoin looks like it's going to dump as it did, you have people who have all these profits in something like playable games in a short period of time. They're going to take profits. And it's come down a good amount from its top of almost a penny. It's down about, I want to say, good over 50% from its local top, about 50% for playable games. And playable continues to move. Discord now has over 16,000 members in it. I saw something else that I bookmarked with playable about their Nexus game. Here we are. Over 5,000 Nexus players per day are earning a share of 1 million bull coin daily. So Nexus is a 5v5 shooter. It's a free-to-play PC game. It's on Epic Games. And so bullish on playable games. And I didn't buy that this week because I bought a couple of other tokens I'm going to talk about. 2 new positions that I started, things that I've been eyeing. But I'll get into those in a minute. Want to enter first position on AI. Which would you get out of PAL AI and AIG? AIPG, please. Thanks. Which would I get out of? Or I don't understand that, Marcus. Can you clarify? Or which would I get into? I have PAL AI. I haven't checked the price in the last few days because it's not in my coin market cap. It doesn't read it. It's such a brand new coin in small market cap that it doesn't. I can't add it to my portfolio in there. But I did buy. I added an AI pick this week, and that was AI Tech. All right, so Solidus, AI Tech, which it's one that I kind of missed the initial move on, but if I believe something's gonna, do well for the bull run, just because it made a move and I missed that first move, I don't steer clear of it. I'm looking for what I think might be long-term winners. And so this is their roadmap. They are a launch pad. They're software as a service. Let me pull up here. So Solidus AI Tech is a cutting-edge computation network dedicated to providing organizations engaged in complex AI projects with the high-performance computing power they require. So it's basically providing the computation network, the computing power to these companies and servicing everything from government authorities to corporations to professionals, metaverse projects. So that's AI Tech. They have a big 8,000 square foot data center in Bucharest, and they plan to establish another. They're going to be a launch pad. Again, software as a service. So sub $20 million market cap. Last I checked, I think it was, let's pull it up. Where is my, I have too many tabs open. Oh, this is it. It's had a big run up. See what I'm saying by I missed this 5X. I'd heard about it, and I don't know. I was distracted. I was busy at work, and so I don't, I can't catch everything. Can't catch them all, right? But it's one that I think is going to do well for the bull run. It's at a $20 million market cap. I need to double check on the dilution and the rate of dilution, but I like AI tech. PAL AI has run up. I caught that one early, so I like Paladin also. It's a smaller market cap. It's about a $4 million market cap right now. So this one might be good to get into right now because it's been consolidating from January 5th. And I like PAL AI. They kind of like use AI to feed data and do audits and things like this. They have a bot, Telegram bot or something. Small market cap, $4 million. So this is one area that I've been branching out into is I didn't have a lot of AI stuff. And so those are the two that I have, Marcus. Yeah, so recent Mcade AMA does look promising. I guess I'll get into Mcade right now because that's one of the things I want to talk about. If you're in Mcade, and if you're not, I'll fill you in on some of the things that they're doing. So this is Mcade. It's a gaming hub, an ecosystem, market cap of around $20 million. They just had an AMA that I think was pretty bullish. And I'm going to read through some of my notes. Okay. So they're starting marketing at the end of Q1, going into Q2. They're partnering with a company called Social Trinity to help build their socials, like through IG, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, across all platforms, Twitch. They're going to mobilize a marketing campaign to help draw attention to Mcade, which I like. They've waited until they're really ready to meet expectations. And they said that the next 4 to 6 weeks are going to be big. There's an overhaul coming to the platform, to the front end, which is something that I've talked about here when I talk about they recently did a whole new rebranding, right? Which I like the new logo. But one of the things I've said is that when you go on the website, it's not exactly clear like what the games are and what the setup is. You have to like go, you have to like get started, go through a process. And so I think they're overhauling this whole thing. They have about 60 partnerships with small games. They're going to continue developing more partnerships. They're going to also work on developing their own games, which is quite bullish. They are going to start their tournaments soon. So if you've been following Naka, what I love about Naka is pay attention to what they're doing in their socials. They get good engagement out there. Naka is running tournaments, paying out, $100 to each winner in Naka. You see Nakamoto Games continuing to grow, 178,000 followers. This is at 100 million market cap right now. It's down a bit. This is also another one that's a good DCA if you were looking to get into Naka. But I see Mcade kind of moving in that direction. And that's what they talked about. They have their tournaments are going to start within the next 4 to 6 weeks. They'll have their own tournaments that are cash prizes. What I liked the most out of the Mcade AMA was they talked about the utility, the Mcade utility, right? And you're going to be able to purchase credits that are used to enter tournaments, and those will be purchased with Mcade, and a percentage of that will be burnt. So we talked on my last stream, someone was asking about the burning mechanism because Mcade is meant to be deflationary. And I didn't really have an answer. But after the AMA, I have an answer because the real utility is coming within the next month or so. They're going to burn a portion of the staking pool, and the rest of it is going to burn a portion of the Mcade used to enter the tournaments, etc. And so it's really going to put them in the same kind of, not status, but in the same arena, right? They're going to be playing a similar game to what Naka is doing. And I like that because my thesis on Naka is I see Naka kind of being a blue chip gaming coin, right? I think Naka is strong. And I always say, winners keep on winning. If you look at the early part of this cycle, what are the altcoins in this, in the different sectors? What are the ones that are leading the way? And look to those, wait for the dips, and those winners are likely going to continue to win, right? They have the branding, they have the eyes on them and the awareness of the token, there's strength behind them. And I think that Naka is going to continue to perform well. And I can see Naka getting to, I can see that almost a $10 billion market cap, I think would be something that I look towards. I can see a $50 Naka, which would be a 40x from where we are. Not that it, nothing's guaranteed, right? But I think it has that potential. And when I look at Mcade, I think if Mcade just took up, 20% or 30% of Naka's market cap and Naka went to 10, then I think Mcade could go to 2. It's possible, right? And that would be a bigger return, a 60x from here about, right? A $2 billion market cap. So that's my line of thought. That's my line of thinking in terms of how I value things. I hold both. I also hold playable games. I hold games for a living. I think those are my 4 big gaming positions, my 4 big positions in the gaming sector. And they're all, now Naka's back to about 100 million market cap. So they're all sub that. And games for a living had a nice sell-off. So these are things that if you were looking to get into, the opportunities are here. And might they go lower? Yes, they might go lower, right? Bitcoin could dip into the 30 range. But maybe Bitcoin goes range bound for 2 months now and alts games regain some strength. We don't know. And that's why my strategy is always to DCA. And I just try to come up with habits and a long-term plan. And if my long-term plan fails in the short term, I'm okay with that, right? So, a lot of people take profits. Had I took profits on my coins at 49K or after the ETF, if I took profits, if I sold out of all my positions and bought back now, I could probably buy another Tesla, right? My portfolio dropped a lot, but that's not my plan or my style. It's not how I move, and it doesn't work for me. And so I'm going to get back to Well, let me finish up my thoughts on Mcade, and then I'm going to jump back into the chat because I wanted to talk about that Mcade AMA. They also said they were asked about Alex Becker. Someone said when Alex Becker, right, who's a huge influencer, 1 million followers on Twitter, co-founder of Neo Tokyo alongside Leo Trades, and it seems like it's going to be soon, right? I mean, he said that they submitted a partner submission with Neo Tokyo, and in his words, come March, everything is going to change. So I'm interested to see 6 weeks from now what Mcade looks like as a platform, as an ecosystem, what the website looks like, and what effect that has on the price. Let's jump into the chat. I answered that. Yeah, I answered this. Huge marketing and a lot of partnerships after Feb. Yeah. So Mcade, and so now there are a couple points I want to make that I just remembered. A lot of people, it's important to get to know what you're invested in. It's important to do research, even if it's watching, people like me summarize stuff. If you don't have the time to, read up on everything or watch everything yourself. But it's very important because a lot of people have been, buying. Mcade's been like a stable coin for the last few months. And a lot of people have been buying it and then questioning, why isn't it going up? Or, is it going to move? Is it still a good buy? And I think part of that is because they don't do the research or know what's going on. And so doing the research gives you conviction because it tells you, you learn what the roadmap is, you get to know the founder, you get to know, are there really games in this? Like, are people going to go and play these games, or are they going to have tournaments? Is the token going to have utility? If you know the answers to these questions, you can hold stronger, particularly in a downturn, right? When things dump, if you bought playable games at the top, right? If you bought it up here and it dropped 50%, but you don't have conviction in it, that's how you get shaken out of a position. Or that's how, even if you don't get shaken out, you don't have the conviction to buy when it's at a good price. And so it's important to learn about what's going on with your projects. Hello's another one. Look at the price on Hello. It was almost 20 cents, took a 40% dip back to 13 cents. Under now 100 million, now at $73 million market cap. This was at 110 million, right? So Hello's got their Killer Whales show debuting in February. They should be hitting a streaming platform. Don't know which one. They'll have people like Mario Nawful and Altcoin Daily talking about it. And so my expectation is the price is going to go up. This is a correction alongside the market, right? And because I know that stuff and I have conviction, I have the conviction to buy the dip. But if you don't have the conviction, if you don't know what's going on, you get gun shy and you start second guessing yourself. And a lot of this game is psychological. Let me get back into the chat. Establishing a position in a new coin is hard. I usually enter with 50 to 100 bucks, then wait and see. A lot don't stick into portfolio. Yeah. So I'm kind of selective. I usually get a feeling there are a lot of coins that come my way. People constantly say, take a look at this coin, take a look at this coin, on streams, after streams, in the Telegram, right? And Ron's Crypto Therapy Telegram, which is where I found a lot of my portfolio is from there, right? From the research that those guys are doing. So a lot of coins come my way. They can't all fit into my portfolio. A lot of people say, did you buy it? It did a 4X. And like I said, you can't catch them all, and that's okay. You don't have to. As long as you build out good positions in good coins that do well over time. You don't have to catch everything. It's impossible to do it. Portfolio balance and strategy review this weekend. Yeah, maybe I keep saying I'm going to do that and go through my portfolio. Maybe I will. And my portfolio, well, it's somewhat balanced, but I've been tinkering with it. But you know what, Forbes, maybe I'll go through my portfolio and go through my coins. I've whittled it down a little. I was holding a couple. I had under $1,000 in a couple small ones that I moved into more higher conviction plays. I wish karate had better tokenomics. The release schedule, it's unique, looks awesome, but like 5% circulating supply. I need to check on the tokenomics. I have a position in karate. I like karate. The chart looks hella strong. If you don't know karate, it's a martial arts. It's like a tokenized UFC where you can bet on the games, but if you bet and lose, you don't lose your karate tokens. So they have like legit fighters in there. Again, it's something in the entertainment fi sector, right? That Hello occupies, but this is for fighting. So kind of occupies entertainment fi, it occupies gambling. It's something that could garner, mainstream attention. If someone like Joe Rogan starts following it, etc. And so it made sense to me. I opened a position, but a small one. The chart's crazy strong. It's up 25. Look, it's up 27% in 24 hours. Everything has been bleeding, but this thing has been, look at it, steadily climbing. So I'm glad I got in, but I don't have like a big position in it. $38 million market cap, fully diluted, 564. I need to do a deep dive on the tokenomics and the scheduled release. And maybe I'll do that for a video next week and make one of my charts. What's good, Mo Collections in the house? Only 9 likes on the stream. Let's go. Hit the like button. Got 42 in here on a Friday night. Make sure you hit the like. Help with the algorithm. Eli in the house. What's good? Pro says, Russ also talked about custom API to cut down on the transaction fees. Yes. Instead of migrating to other L2 solutions, the buybacks and burns are going to be huge. Yeah, that's regarding Mcade. So they have a lot of good things were talked about. I like the fact that they're not going to be bridging or migrating to another chain, and good stuff coming from Mcade. Looking forward to it. Yes, sir. I bought Apple Vision Pro. I had FOMO this morning, man. I was in a group chat with a bunch of guys, and they were talking about buying the Apple Vision Pro. And so I pulled the trigger on it, man. And I financed it over, I did that thing where it's like free financing for a year so that it didn't hurt as much. I told my wife that I'm selling my NFTs. And that seemed to go over well. I don't think I'm going to sell them. But super funny is Javier Torres posted this. This is mad funny. Javier's funny, man. Walking into Danny the Bull, walking into 2024 like big cock energy. Still holding my cock Inu tokens. Here's Dan Lee down here. He got the muscles right. And I got my Saga phone right there. Shout out Javier. It's mad funny. What Let's see. But I can't wait to get the Apple Vision Pro. I get to pick it up on February 5th. I will do a deep dive review on the stream. And I'm hoping that Vivi gets integrated in there in the Viviverse one day soon. Do you have short-term holds that you want to flip to make gains? Right now, B-dubs, my holds are long-term. I had some short-term ones that I bought and sold, like Solanium was one that did like a 3 or 4x and I sold. Palm AI was a short-term. I'm more of like 90% of the stuff that I hold is long-term. That's just how I invest. I don't like moving in and out of positions. A shorter term thing that I have right now is VPP, which has not moved since I bought it, and that's a poker play. And Alex Becker pumped it. I figured he would pump it. It went up when he mentioned it. If you see the spike, that's like the Becker spike right there. Small market cap, like $5 million. So this is one that I bought for that purpose. It hasn't really done much, but 90% of my stuff is long-term. But I will let you know if I find something that's short that I'm going to ride up. Right now, the market conditions aren't very, it's not like an alt season right now, right? It's not like we were in a mini alt season. So there were things that you could ride up a couple months ago and then sell quick. They were doing, right now things have dumped. We'll see if the market heats up. I might move into some shorter term plays. Let's see what else we got. Oh, wait, let me go in order. Harish in the house. What's good? Bitcoin likely to stay in this range of 35 to 45K until halving. Yeah, I think totally range bound. I don't know that maybe we get to 35, but I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't. And we stayed mostly in the 40s, dipping to 38, 37. Who knows? But if you look at, I think I showed this, going back to this picture, not this. So here we go. These are the dips on this ride up. They've all been in that 20% range, right, in this cycle. Last cycle, or 2 cycles ago, they were more substantial. So this dip that we're in right now from 49 to 40 was about, 18%, 19%. So we'll see. Maybe we dip more, or maybe we stay range bound. But yeah, I think you are correct. And it's going to be like this till the halving. And maybe then a slow move up, right? Maybe we test 49 repeatedly before we finally break through. And another bookmark that I had saved was from Lady of Crypto. This is a good tweet. When will Bitcoin break its all-time high? November 2024. When will the bull run end? September 2025. And she's saying this because the last 2 cycles were pretty much identical to each other. Right? When will most of the new 100x alts be released? Between January and July of 2024. Why do I think this? I'll show you below. So the last 2 cycles, in 2017, the bull market peaked exactly 29 months before the halving. In 2021, it did the exact same thing, right? So they topped out pretty much the exact same time. And in 2018 and 2022, the bear markets lasted exactly 12 months. So this crypto market is very consistent. It's volatile as hell, but it's been super consistent. Last 2 cycles ago, Bitcoin retraced 84%. Last cycle, 77%. And in the last 2 cycles, Bitcoin broke its all-time high 7 and then 8 months after the halving. So that would put us at around November 2024 if history repeats. So it's going to be interesting to watch, but I would expect the move up to start after the halving, but don't be shocked if it's a slow move, right? It's like we might anticipate this great event, and then it's kind of like flat, and it's a slow move, and then people will come out and say that it's not going to happen. But be vigilant, because as she says, the opportunities are being born now. So in April of 2019, Matic was released. Luna was released in July. Axie, April 2020. So this is right before the halving. Axie was released. We all know what it did. Solana was born in April of 2020. AVAX, September, after the halving, 2020. Gala Games had the biggest gains. August 2020. Sand, August. Shiba, August. All of these made people rich. And so the point is, oftentimes we feel like we missed out and everything is moving, but ours aren't. You have to zoom out and be patient and learn as much as you can. And people ask about taking profits. I'm holding my soul bag, and I'm going to use it as liquidity, right? So I've sold maybe 10 to 15% of my Solana. The rest, I'm holding it. I think that a lot of my smaller coins will outperform it, but I want it. It's going to be my liquidity to fuel the opportunities that are going to inevitably arise in the coming months, because we're going to see new coins being born that are going to be the biggest winners of the cycle. But you won't know it until we have the benefit of hindsight, right? That's why I talk about having foresight. And that doesn't mean that you know what's going to happen. It doesn't mean that you have a crystal ball, but it means that you have a game plan and you have some ideas of what could play out. And then you make educated moves and position yourself to win. And you're not going to catch them all, but you don't have to. All right. So, you know, when I talk about, people talk about taking profits. Yeah. If I had like a 5X, a 10X on something and I had a big bag of it, but I think it could do a 50X, there's going to come a time when I might sell a little TET at, you know, $100, even though I think it might go to $500, $1,000. But if I have an opportunity, like to lock in a new Matic, a new Luna, that, you know, the new big, you know, movers of the cycle, you got to be able to pivot a little and have a plan in place. So I thought that was a good tweet because it illustrates how this cycle historically moves. It gives you perspective on, you know, what, you know, a longer term perspective instead of watching like the small term movements. And it reminds you to stay vigilant, right? And keep your eyes and ears open. Ethan says, Danny, I missed the Mcade AMA. Last time I asked you, I was a bit confused about the burning. There you go. I didn't know on an AMA it happened recently. Thank you for pointing out. Yep. Yeah, Ethan, I referred to you earlier in that question because last week I didn't know. I couldn't answer that question. But, you know, it's dope. A lot of people like, you know, are here from the OMI community. And one of the things that drew us to OMI was burning. And, you know, just that narrative alone, I think is dope, even if they don't really cut into the circulating supply. Just having a deflationary tokenomics as opposed to an inflationary one that's going to get diluted. It's the narrative. Ron's in the house. What's good, Ron? He's my homie. If you're not in it, or if you're interested in Ron's crypto therapy Telegram group, a lot of the things that you're hearing me talk about, I don't have time on my own to, read white papers and things like that, to scan for like brand new tokens. I have a job that's requires me to, spend a lot of time, right? I'm an assistant principal. So I'm busy. And then I have a family I come home to. I have young kids. And so I'm leveraging other people. And Ron's one of those people, right? And Ron's Telegram is a great place to get information, because I talk about creating a plan for yourself. Part of your plan should be positioning yourself in places and listening to people that are going to get you information in a timely manner for when the Maddox pop up and when the new Luna pops up, and Axie and Solana. You want to be in the know. Smash that algorithm. Mark in the house. What's good? Another good friend. I'd like to see these familiar faces up in here. Forbes, this time next year, maybe I'll be with Bob Sales. Be partying. Yeah. As long as things hold up, when I think about what could get in our way, one is a recession, because Bitcoin's never been through one. And the other is really bad regulation. But I am leaning towards no recession based on data, based on the fact that we had December showed consumer spending beat expectations in December. Unemployment was at a record low in December, right? 3.7%. Both of those things beat expectations. Here, this is some data. So this is the April 2023, the consensus, right? What people expected from GDP growth. They expected 0.5 percentage point in 2023. What they got was 2.65. The economy grew way more than they thought. Everyone was screaming recession last year. It didn't happen. Unemployment was expected to top 4.3%. It was 3.7, near historic lows again. CPI inflation was expected to be at 3.5. It hit 3.26. So not only did inflation drop, but it didn't wreck the economy. And that's called a soft landing, right? That's what the best case, that's the Goldilocks scenario. That's the best case scenario for the economy. And so I'm not looking at the headlines. I'm looking at the data, and we'll see what happens. I'm watching Car Chasers, 25K for cool cars. You're going to buy a few cars, I think, Mark, next year. Danny, who's the Royal Rumble winner? Let's see, man. I think maybe Cody goes back to back. Maybe we get a surprise appearance from The Rock, right? Because he's got to set up that Roman Reigns main event for Mania. Or maybe a CM Punk. We'll see, Thomas. Uno Sean in the house. What's good? You mean to tell me literally know what pumps and what doesn't? We have a whole 2 to 3 months to accumulate more. Yes. It's a blessing, right? These dips in when the overall trend is up, dips are for buying. How do you determine a short-term hold? So if it's something that I don't, so there are certain things I get a feeling on that just check all the right boxes for me, and I decide I'm going to hold those long-term. There are other things that I don't really like, but I think they're going to go up, right? And so that's a short-term hold for me. Yeah. Right. Something that I don't like for the long term. Like, I think other coins will outperform it long term, but short term, I think it's going to pump. OPSEC, PAL AI. Yes, I'm not an OPSEC, but PAL AI. Yes, sir. Now, I only bought one. The Apple Vision Pros is so expensive, Ethan. And it was hard for me to pull the trigger on the one. I wasn't expecting to buy it. The price tag was big, and that money could be, allocated to crypto. But I FOMO'd in, and to buy two, couldn't pull that trigger. UFI, it's another one. It's so many good coins out there. Forbes, TET, September 2023. I got in November, just saying, I have hope, so it has the characteristics. Yeah, TET has huge potential. And I think it's the one that, after Solana, it's my biggest holding. In part because I went hard at the right time. It's cooled off a lot. So if you wanted a position in TET, now is not a bad entry. $28, down substantially from 43, 45, I think it hit. But TET is one that could get to, like I said, a $5 to $10 billion market cap. They have a catalyst around the corner in, let's see, I think first week of February. They're going to try to break the record for the fastest blockchain. So they got their nodes up and running. Their staking up and running. Here is, I need to go listen to this. This is a Twitter Spaces from yesterday. And in February, the first week, I think they're going for the record of the fastest blockchain. So that could garner headlines and attention. Just like, take a look at Mint Layer, which is also a scaling solution for Bitcoin. And their mainnet's about to go live. And so while everything else was down, it's up almost 20%. Right? So the Mint Layer mainnet goes live, I think, next week. And that'll bring me to my the new coin that I bought this week was another BRC20 token, a Bitcoin bridging solution, very small market cap. Where is it? Here we go. OZK, Ordi ZK. Also found, I think Ern talked, if you watched my stream with Ern from the Telegram, I think he was the one who mentioned this. And this is a privacy bridging solution for Bitcoin. Unleash the power of privacy and decentralized transactions. With our revolutionary bridge technology, Ordi ZK seamlessly connects Ethereum networks and BRC20 while ensuring complete anonymity through cutting-edge zero-knowledge proofs. So again, it's in that Bitcoin narrative, very small market cap. I think 3 million. So these were the two coins, this and AI Tech. All right, so I had missed this one. I was eyeing it, and I didn't pull the trigger on it, and it went up quite a bit. Still a very small market cap. Fully diluted, $4 million. Right, so I think there was a comparable one that got to about 2 or 300 million. So if this got to 200 million, you're talking about like a good 50x or so. And I like that it's in that Bitcoin narrative again, because I think Bitcoin will remain front and center during this particular cycle. So this was the new coin I added to my portfolio this week alongside AI tech. What's good here? Rodri, hello, Danny. About Cyber Titans, is there any new news about the merger of LitLab Games and Elixir Launcher? No, I'm not sure. I have Lit, but I haven't heard. I don't follow Lit as much as my other stuff because I have a smaller bag. Danny, I'm curious, how do you calculate the amount of money to allocate to each coin when you have a diverse portfolio? I find myself constantly adjusting these numbers in my head, like every week. So basically, I am even weight with, if I really like a token, so my top 10, aside from Solana, which, you know, is my biggest bag because I accumulated a lot in the bear and it went up a lot. My next, I want to say like 7 coins are pretty much equal weight. I have like, you know, the same amount of money in each one. And then I have another group of maybe 5 to, I have to see. Maybe I'll show you guys my portfolio this weekend. Not the dollar amounts, but the weighted amounts. And that's pretty much it. So if I think something is like a blue chipper or something that I really believe in for the cycle, something I understand and feel strongly about, I'll allocate, you know, in my top tier. And then I have some that I just have like, you know, $1,000, and those are like small bags. Just added some more Mcade and hello. Yeah, hard to ignore these low prices. And again, you know, anything can happen. We're not in a proper bull market, right? We're not in like alt season, but these are good prices, especially relative to where they were. You're getting a 40% discount. How many people wanted to buy hello at 20 cents or felt like they missed out, or wanted Gfal as at, you know, 4 cents, felt like they missed out? These are opportunities. Miro Saga 2 phone 25. Plushie pre-orders launching soon. Staking now available and TVL is going up. Binance backed travel agency accepting Miro. That's dope. I had Miro and I sold it. Not a lot. I didn't have a lot of it, but I had a few $100. Should have held it. But I ordered a Saga 2. I put my pre-order in. I've got my Saga 1 right here. And it's pretty dope. I mean, with the Saga 1, I've gotten about $700 worth of crypto. Right? I got, you know, the Bonk. I got something else. I forgot. I converted it to Crowny. I got something else, Bozo token, like $30 worth. But then I've got a bunch of NFTs airdropped, and they keep getting these NFTs airdropped to me. One of them, Saga Monkeys, is at 10.2 Sol. That's over $1,000. So in airdrops between crypto and NFTs from this Saga phone, I've gotten about $1,800, and I spent $500 on the phone. So Ended up being pretty good, pretty dope. I did pre-order the Saga too. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They already sold, I think, over 30,000. They already have 30,000 pre-orders. So I don't know if they can, how many airdrops they can do, or, the more people you get, we'll see. But that's not going to drop until 2025. But I love that they're doing this. I got to stop buying Alana's OnlyFans. Yeah, cut it out, Justin. Now's your chance to buy some Tet. I think you have some Tet. You bought it at, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like $10. Now is a good DCA time. All right, so put down the OnlyFans and put that money to work. ML pumped like crazy. I wanted to add more in this dip. Yeah. And the beauty of it is we're at a stage in this market where there's so many good options that if something pumps, it's okay because I'll just put it into I'll put the money to work someplace else, right? There are options available. And that's why I said you can't catch them all, but it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter because there are so many options available. So Rose, I've looked at Rose, but I don't remember how I feel about it. But it is something I see Rose in a lot of people's. Is this it? Are there two Roses? No, Oasis, right? Yeah. I'm not very familiar. But I see a lot of people mentioning Rose. Yeah, sold by Miro. With these meme coins, sometimes you just buy them and let them sit there. But I wanted to put the money to work into something it's hard for me to. I always want to accumulate more of the stuff I like. So it's hard for me to hold on to stuff that I don't really like. I had purchased Hello long back at nice range, sold off between 10 to 20 cents for good profit. Now buying back because there's a lot of potential. Yeah. Good job, Harish. No worries. I could see Miro going well past $1. But they're talking about Miro being included on that phone, just like Bonk. That would be dope. Let's see. Miro's market cap, I think it got to 100 million. Is that correct? 230 million. Look at that. Just did like a 6x. Crazy, crazy. Should have held. But what are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, I can see Miro. If you look at these meme coins, feel like they're crazy. But look back at, let's go back to the historical snapshot. And where was Shiba? 28 billion. No, yeah, 28 billion. That wasn't even its high. I think it peaked at $40 billion. Shiba Inu. 40 billion. Safe Moon got to $18 billion. Crazy. So the only meme coin I believe in is Cock. That's the one for me. Well, let's see. It's been, I think it's sub now 100 million. 80 million. Here we go. Peaked at about, I want to say 250 million. So right where Miro is right now, that's where Kaki Inu peaked. But I think it's going to get back. I think it'll cross $1 billion. I think Miro will do well. Bonk will go high. A lot of these meme coins, we haven't seen a real meme season this cycle. Yeah, a lot of people like Bump. I think Rain introduced a lot of people to Bump, and they like it. It doesn't. I don't love it. Like, I like it. I think it's good. I think like the narrative is good. The protocol, it's DeFi. I think that's a good sector. Just can't buy them all. And there are just things that I believe in a little more. But this has a very small market cap of $4 million. So, it could do very well. And I wish everyone luck who's in Bump. I think I sold my Miro for DGen. That didn't work out too well. Yeah, Kuma is on Manta. Manta's just launched, right? Let's check out Kuma. I bought a meme coin, the first meme coin well, let's look at Kuma first. What's the $8 million market cap? Nice. I bought Yotoshi, I think it's called. Yeah, Yoto. This is the first meme coin for Kaspa. But Kaspa doesn't have smart contracts yet, so it's on Solana, which works out great because I get to swap it in Phantom. But I bought some of this and it went down. I think I bought the top. That's all right. I put like $200 in it. The other meme coin I have is Ponk. And I'm holding my Ponk because Ponk kind of reminds me of. Let me look here. Ponk reminds me of Pepe. I think that's the vibe they're going for. Ponk's valuation was that 20 million. Yeah, $20 million. It had recently run back up a bit. So I'm about even on this one. Ponk. Oh, sorry, wrong Kuma. Yeah, I'm not a big meme coin guy. When they're popping off, it's fun to degen, right, and try to catch something. And this is something, degen is something that we were chasing. Degen was, I think it was a rug, right, Justin? We were chasing this one. Didn't work out well. But let's see what else is popping. Let me see. Let me go through my bookmarks. Mask is at a good price still. And I think also one that's worth accumulating. I'm going to have the founder, Kari, on the show one day soon. He's going to get back to me with a time and day that works for him. I think Mask is at 40 cents right now. You could really see like a privacy narrative unfold. You see like in India, they banned like Binance and a lot of these exchanges over there. Something like Mask solves that problem. Decentralized browser, VPN. 40 cents. Pretty strong support for it. Small market cap, 14 million. So that's something that I would add to. Let's see. We check my other bookmarks. Rio is another one. That real world asset play. I think Larry Fink is going to be someone. He's going to be a big figure in this bull cycle. Every cycle has, those figures that, like Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban, every cycle, you get these new people entering and talking about crypto who didn't believe in it in the last cycle. Larry Fink is one of them. And he's talking up the tokenization narrative. I talked about Rio in the last stream. And Rio is in a good range right now. I think 60 cents. Relio network. Yeah. So this has been in strong consolidation since November. 66 cents right now. Market cap about 36 million. Not bad. I think that RWAs are going to do well. No clue. Hopefully it bounces back. That's funny. OG Vault in the house. Bought some bonk after today's photo finish live collab announcement. Oh, I didn't. What was that, Vault? That in connection with Crown? Let's see how bonk is doing. People get rich off meme coins if you catch them early. But you also get rugged off meme coins. Let's see. Here we go. Bonk's under $1 billion, 724 million. I sold my bonk as soon as I got my phone because it was at $1 billion market cap. I transferred it to Crowny. Some special race for bonk holders. That's pretty dope. Danny, you are involved with so many coins now. Are you part of any of their communities like Omi? Have you been able to find any coin? Omi's? No, I haven't. You know what? Mask has a good community, but it's not quite like Omi's. I'm not in a community like I'm in with Omi. And I haven't found a community as passionate as the Omi community. So that's really something that Omi has going for it. And I think that has to do with all of the IP, the cultural significance of the VV assets and the emotional ties that people have to those characters. Right? And so there's always something to talk about with Omi and Vivi. When you're part of like the Mcade community or any of these other, unless you're playing the games and participating in the tournaments and you're deep into that stuff, it's just a coin. And I think that's what separates Omi is the community is bound by the cultural, the strength of like the IP. So we'll see. I'll pull up Omi on a chart in a second again. Mind Drive, what's good? Hi, Danny. Right Stream is an interesting small cap. Handled the hack well and could make a good run. Back up on Mcade. Nice. I'm not familiar with this one. Let's see. Right Stream. $3 million market cap. Ooh, look at this chart. So I'm assuming this was the hack or a bridge. Maybe they bridge the token or something. This usually you see when they bridge. Yeah, it migrated from an old contract. Okay. I will check it out. Let's pull up our good friend Omi. So they've got the France thing next week. I'm going to go live this weekend to just do an update on Vivi and Omi. And you could get if they were to focus on the Omi token over there and stuff like that, I think it would be bullish. But my expectation is they're going to focus more on Vivi. But we're going to see how that plays out. I do expect at that French event, crypto, whatever, XR. I would at least expect a big like announcement, like a partnership or something like that. But we'll see. Hello type narrative for Asian market. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Someone else mentioned that in another stream. I'll check it out. But that pretty much wraps up this stream. I want to thank you all for coming through. Make sure you hit the like on the way out and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back this weekend, probably with a Vivi and Omi video. Got to mix those in. I've got a lot of thoughts. So catch you all in the next one. Thanks for coming through.